They thought they could bully a poor black family out of their home, but when a judge stepped in, the entire HOA was left shaking. Welcome to the Untold Struggles, the place where hidden injustices are revealed, where the powerless rise, and where truth speaks louder than silence. Today's story will shake you to the core. A poor black family humiliated and threatened by a powerful HOA determined to force them out. But they didn't know justice was closer than they thought. Stay until the end, because the tables turn in a way nobody expected. For Marcus and Layla Johnson, moving into a small, worn-down house in Willow Creek felt like a victory. Marcus worked 2 jobs, nights at the factory and weekends as a delivery driver. Layla cleaned houses. Their 3 kids, Jalen, Amari, and Destiny, finally had a backyard where they could play. The house wasn't perfect, but it was theirs. But in Willow Creek, not everyone welcomed them. The neighborhood was run by an iron-fisted homeowners association led by Evelyn Cartwright, a wealthy, sharp-tongued white woman who believed she protected property values by keeping things uniform. To Evelyn, the Johnsons didn't belong. She watched with narrowed eyes as Marcus painted the porch railings himself, or as the kids rode their bikes on the street. To her, their very presence was a disturbance. One week after moving in, Marcus opened the mailbox and froze. A letter from the HOA. Violation notice. Non-compliant fence. You have 14 days to remove or face fines. Marcus stared. Their fence had been there for decades, weathered but sturdy. Every other house on the block had the same kind. When Marcus confronted Evelyn at the monthly meeting, she smiled coldly. Rules are rules. If you can't comply, perhaps Willow Creek isn't the right community for you. Layla clenched her fists. But the Smiths next door have the exact same fence. That's different. Evelyn interrupted, her tone sharp. Don't argue. Fix it, or face removal from the neighborhood. The room went silent. It wasn't just about the fence. Everyone knew it. Notices piled up. The Johnsons were accused of having unapproved curtains, too many cars in the driveway, grass being 1 inch too long, fines mounted to thousands of dollars. Neighbors whispered in Marcus's direction, some sympathetic, others looking away. One elderly man whispered, Evelyn's been like this for years, but it's worse with y'all. She doesn't want black families here. The humiliation cut deep. Marcus, proud and hardworking, began to feel powerless. Layla cried at night, fearing they'd lose the home they fought for. The breaking point came when the HOA posted a ban, forbidding the Johnsons from using their own backyard trampoline, citing safety hazards. Evelyn stood on the street, smirking as workers came with warning tape. Jalen, only 10, shouted, Why can't we play? Everyone else has stuff in their yard. Evelyn sneered, Because rules matter. And if your daddy can't follow rules, maybe you don't belong here. Marcus's face burned. For the first time, he shouted back, You're not above the law. But Evelyn laughed. Oh, sweetheart, in this neighborhood I am the law. The crowd chuckled nervously. Marcus's hands shook. He had never felt so belittled. Weeks later, a certified letter arrived. HOA lawsuit, foreclosure proceedings initiated. Evelyn had pushed the board to seize the Johnsons' home over unpaid fines. Layla collapsed in tears. They're trying to steal our house. But when the case went to county court, fate intervened. The judge presiding over the case was Judge Camille Harper, a seasoned black woman known for her fierce defense of justice. As the case began, Evelyn strutted into the courtroom, her pearls gleaming, confident she'd crush the Johnsons. Marcus sat trembling, clutching his stack of receipts, barely holding himself together. Evelyn's lawyer droned on. Your Honor, the Johnsons have consistently violated HOA codes. Their fines are unpaid. This foreclosure is justified to maintain community standards. Judge Harper raised an eyebrow. Do you have evidence that other homeowners were treated equally under these rules? The lawyer hesitated. Evelyn glared. Marcus stood, voice shaking. Your Honor, my family's being targeted. Neighbors with the same fences, the same cars, the same grass. None of them get fined. Only us. Because we're black. The courtroom stirred. Judge Harper leaned forward. Do you have proof? Marcus handed over photos, witness statements, and video clips of Evelyn ignoring white neighbors' violations. The evidence was overwhelming. For the first time, Evelyn's smug smile cracked. After hours of testimony, Judge Harper delivered her verdict. Her voice thundered. This court finds that the HOA, under Mrs. Cartwright's leadership, engaged in discriminatory practices in violation of fair housing laws. The foreclosure is null and void. Furthermore, the Johnsons are entitled to damages for emotional distress and unlawful targeting. Gasps filled the courtroom. Evelyn's face drained white. Marcus's knees buckled in relief. Judge Harper stared directly at Evelyn. Power is not a license to discriminate. Consider this your warning. This court will not tolerate racism hiding behind bylaws. The gavel struck. The room erupted in applause. For the first time in months, Marcus and Layla smiled without fear. That night, as the Johnsons celebrated with friends, a black SUV rolled slowly past their house. Evelyn sat in the passenger seat, face twisted with rage. She lowered the window just enough to whisper, "This isn't over." The SUV disappeared into the night. Marcus froze, heart pounding. Justice had been served in court, but the war in Willow Creek was far from finished. If you think Judge Harper did the right thing by standing up to Evelyn and the HOA, stop right now and hit that subscribe button, because this struggle is just heating up and the fight for justice is far from over. Days later, the retaliation began. Garbage was dumped across their lawn overnight. Spray paint scrawled across their fence. "Not welcome here." Marcus reported it to the police, but the officer barely shrugged. "Could be kids messing around. Nothing we can do." At the next HOA meeting, Evelyn's voice was sugar sweet. "We must ensure everyone follows the rules. Don't you agree? Especially new families who don't quite fit in." Her gaze cut straight through Marcus. Layla whispered, "She's trying to break us." The Johnsons began to feel the isolation. The mail stopped arriving on time. Packages disappeared. Their kids were mocked at school. "Your family's going to get kicked out anyway." The cruelty wasn't just Evelyn. The board had closed ranks, weaponizing rules to suffocate the Johnsons. But Marcus refused to bow. "They want us to give up, but we fought too hard for this house. We stay." One stormy night, the Johnsons woke to the sound of breaking glass. A brick lay in their living room, shards everywhere. Attached was a note, "Leave before it gets worse." The children screamed. Layla clutched them, sobbing. Marcus rushed outside, but saw nothing but taillights disappearing into the rain. For the first time, Marcus felt true fear. It wasn't about fines anymore. It was about survival. Marcus contacted Judge Harper directly, filing harassment complaints. Harper, outraged, summoned an emergency hearing. Evelyn was forced to appear. "This is beneath me," Evelyn hissed. "These people exaggerate everything." Judge Harper slammed her gavel. "People? You mean this family who you dragged to court? Don't play innocent. You will answer for every act of retaliation traced back to your board." For the first time, Evelyn's mask cracked. Sweat dotted her brow. Evidence piled up. Security footage of a board member tossing trash on the Johnsons' lawn. Witnesses testifying they overheard Evelyn saying, "I'll make sure they regret ever moving here." The spray paint cans found in a board member's garage. The courtroom was silent as Judge Harper declared, "This is harassment. This is targeted. This is racism, plain and simple." And it ends now. The HOA was fined heavily. Evelyn was ordered to step down as president. The Johnsons hugged, trembling but relieved. Justice had struck again. That evening, Marcus sat on the porch, staring at the stars, when a shadow approached. It was his neighbor, Mr. Jacobs, an older white man who had always kept quiet. "You did good in court," Jacobs said softly. "But you don't understand. Evelyn's not just some HOA president. She has friends, powerful ones, people with money, lawyers, even ties to the police. You embarrassed her. That makes you dangerous." Marcus froze. Dangerous? To who? Jacobs leaned closer. To her reputation. And people like her don't forgive. They destroy. 2 nights later, the Johnsons' youngest daughter, Destiny, didn't come home from playing at the park. Panic spread like fire. Marcus and Layla searched the neighborhood, shouting her name. Finally, a chilling text buzzed Marcus's phone. Maybe now you'll learn your place. HOA. Marcus's knees buckled. His worst fear had just come true. The screen fades to black. To be continued. If you think Evelyn and the HOA have gone too far this time, stop right now and hit that subscribe button. Because what happens next will test this family's strength like never before. If you believe no family should ever fear for their children's safety because of hate, share this video right now. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Untold Struggles. Because this fight is bigger than one family. It's about justice for all.